Hello students, welcome to yet another session of the online video classes for English. I am Bangla Bharathi, Associate Professor of English, Vivekananda Government Degree College, Vidyanagar, Hyderabad. And today we are going to do the next part of the video lesson, that is the reading passage. We have been doing for the first semester, we have done already 3. Today we are going to look at the 4th video lesson. Let me put up the PowerPoint slide for you. Just a minute. One second. Yeah, let me just put it on the full screen. Full screen, let me do it. Yes, I hope you can now see the full screen of the reading passages part 1. UG, this is for the first and second general English course, first and second semester, that is for the first years. BA, BCOM, BBA and BSc of Osmania University. Now a quick preview or review of what you have in your UG syllabus. In the English Made Easy General English textbook, it has 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is for semester 1, part 2 is for semester 2. Each semester has 4 lessons, and that lesson could be a short story, an essay, a poem or a play or a drama. These are followed by language parts, that is grammar, vocabulary and spelling, listening exercises, pronunciation, speaking exercise, conversation, writing, paragraph, note making, essay writing and others. And coming to reading, you have passages on culture and traditions of Telangana state. Then you also have soft skills and value orientation. Now, what are the reading passages? Reading passages of semester 1 are intended to develop reading skills along with introducing the culture, tradition, arts, handicrafts and history of our Telangana state. Now, reading is an important skill and all the students have to develop it, because the better your reading skills are, the better your writing skills become. Reading is directly proportionate to writing. Listening is directly proportionate to speaking. So if you listen more, you speak well. You read more, you write well. So reading techniques are there. Reading for comprehension, skimming, scanning, thorough reading, intensive and extensive. So semester 1, reading passages, we are going to introduce all these techniques to you. And the short story, it is studied as the reading comprehension. They say short stories and the play also. Now, what is the importance of reading? I needn't stress it again. It's an important way of getting exposed to the English language, and exposure increases your communicative competence. You become more proficient, and when you become more proficient, you gain more confidence to speak. If you don't know anything about a subject, then just pouring mere words or text into your mind is like pouring water into your hand. You can't retain much. So in order for you to retain much, you should improve your reading skills. You should read a lot. You should expand your vocabulary. So whatever reading passage is given, you can retain it. That is the technique. What's the purpose of reading? Reading to search for information, that is scanning. For quick understanding, skimming. And reading to learn and to integrate information. When you read for all this, you get the knowledge to evaluate, to analyze a passage critically, and use this information for future purpose. And reading for general comprehension in many cases is for reading for interest or for entertainment. Now skimming, it's often skipping words, sentences, sometimes even paragraphs that are not important, and try to get overall understanding of the text, like a movie review. Scanning, you don't read contents from cover to cover. Instead, go to a specific page, specific part, and locate for a particular information that you want the answers for. So you quickly run through and locate that specific item, like some article in a store. Intensive reading, it helps you to build more language knowledge rather than practice the skill of reading. And coming to intensive knowledge, you get to know new vocabulary, you get to practice some grammar, you learn something about the topic of the text. Then comes the extensive learning. This is you read for the pleasure, joy, entertainment. You may read the text selectively without being bothered about the grammar or unknown words or the new words. Like, for example, you read a magazine or a story or a film magazine, Film Fair or Outlook, that kind of an entertainment magazines. What is the benefit of extensive reading? You will get enhanced language learning, like you will get to learn spelling, vocabulary, grammar, and text structure subconsciously. Remember, language, most of the part is learned at a subconscious level. So when you do a lot of reading, those sentence structures, those words, the spellings, they sit in your subconscious mind, and that will increase the knowledge of the word. That will improve your reading skills. That will make you enjoy whatever you read. That gives you more positive attitude towards reading, and there's a higher possibility of developing reading as a habit. Now, coming to your reading passages in your text, for semester 1, a passage is given, you need to skim or scan, do intensive reading or extensive reading to improve your reading skills. Semester 1 has 4 passages. Lesson 1, Chindu Yellamma. Lesson 2, The Million March. Lesson 3, Batkamma. And Lesson 4 is on Hussainsagar. And today we are going to do a reading passage about the Hussainsagar, which is a part of the reading passages of semester 1 from lesson 4. You all know what Hussainsagar is, right? Now, how do we go about it? I have divided the passage into 3 parts. Each part of the passage of the excerpt has a few questions. Now, you will read the questions, and when I display the slide of the passage, you will skim or scan the excerpt to get the answers. Before we begin, let us watch a short 2-minute video on Hussainsagar. This accent, it is a film made by a foreigner, a visitor, of course, tourist. The accent might not sound very familiar, but try to understand the main points like the history of Hussainsagar, the dimensions, the depth of the lake, etc. And Hussainsagar, most of you know, the center of Hyderabad where Buddha statue is there. That is the lake which connects Secunderabad and Hyderabad, the twin cities. Okay, we'll watch the short film.
Hi all, welcome to Historical Places channel. In this channel you will know the history of Hyderabad. Today you're gonna know about Hussainsagar. It is a heart-shaped lake in Hyderabad city built by Hazrat Hussain Shah in 1563, during the rule of Ibrahim Qutb Shah. It has spread across in the area of 5.7 square kilometers and is fed by pure water called River Musi. A huge monolithic statue of the Gautama Buddha was established in 1992, stands on at the middle of the lake. It is separate the Hyderabad from its twin city Secunderabad. The maximum depth of the Musi lake is 32 feet. On the occasion of World Tourism Day, a heritage site of India was declared the Hussainsagar Lake as Heart of the World by UNO on 27 September 2012. The road on the tank bund had widened in 1946 when Mirza Ismail was Prime Minister of Deccan Hyderabad. Further widening and beautification of the tank bund took place during 1987-88 by the then Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh Nandamuri Taraka Rama Rao with the addition of fountains with dancing waters and colored lights at night. The Pakistan M47 Patton tank is a war trophy which has given to the 54th Infantry Division disabled people when during the Battle of Bassintar in Pakistan, during 15 December 17, 1971. An 18-meter high monolithic statue of Lord Gautama Buddha tower over the lake. The idea was a part of the Buddha Purnima project in 1985. The statue was chiseled out of a white granite rock, weighing of 450 tons. The statue was transported to Hyderabad in November 1988. After starting problems, the statue was erected on 12th of April 1992 on a red lotus pedestal in the surrounding of Hussainsagar, Lumbini Park, NTR Gardens, Berlimander, Sanjeeva Aya Park, Passage-Hussain. Thank you for watching this video. Please do subscribe for more interesting videos.
So that's a tourist who made this short video about Hussainsagar. The accent is slightly different. But then, okay. Now Hussainsagar, as you all know, it is as old as the city of Hyderabad. The next slide shows the old Hyderabad and the lake along with Tangband. You will see the mint compound, old offices, the hillocks and the typical rocks of Hyderabad, the Deccan Plateau. Hyderabad and the entire Deccan area is very well known for the typical rock formations. I mean, the way they balance, it is a geographical or geological marvel which is very, very specific for the Deccan region. And you can also see the country club and the Saidanima's tomb in the background. Then look at the old Hyderabad. Look, this is the new Tangband. Look at the water level, the old kind of buses and so much of greenery. And here to the left side of it, you see the mint compound, the structures, and at a distance you find the, what do you say, country club and other old structures here, this area. Then this is the where you find the Saidanima's tomb here, another tomb and the palace here, where historical things between the Mughals and the Golconda Empire were signed actually. Treaty was signed at this place, Tangband. Now, I'll introduce you to the first part of the reading passage. The questions that you need to find answers for are: who built Hussainsagar? When? What was the purpose? How long did it serve the purpose? What has it turned into now? And what is Buddha Purnima project? I'll give you 2 minutes of time to read the passage and then answer the questions. Here is the passage. Questions: who built Hussainsagar? When? What was the purpose that it was built? How long did the Hussainsagar serve the purpose? What has it turned into now? And what is Buddha Purnima project? I'll keep the time for you. Take 2 minutes of the time to read the passage. One more minute. So who built Hussainsagar? When was it? What was the purpose of constructing the lake? How long did it serve the purpose? What is it famous for? What is the Buddha Purnima project? So Hussainsagar Lake was built by Hazrat Hussain Shah Wali. When? 1562. This was during the reign of Ibrahim Quli Qutub Shah. What was the purpose? To meet the drinking water and irrigation requirements for the city. Imagine, the now murky waters of Hussainsagar was actually meant to provide drinking water and irrigation purpose for the city. For 3 centuries, that means for 300 years, the lake was used for the purpose it was built. And the water used to come from the river Musi. When the Musi got polluted, then there were inlets where the water came from Gandipet. Now it is considered an important tourist destination and a popular landmark that connects the twin cities of Hyderabad and Secunderabad. Now, what is this lake famous for? The gigantic statue of Buddha. This was the Buddha Purnima project where the Buddha statue was erected, and it took 200 sculptors. Sculptors are the people who make statues. 200 sculptors worked for 2 years of time to chisel a 450 tons of white granite rock into the Buddha statue. After preparation, the statue weighs 350 tons and it is 16 meters tall. It was commissioned or ordered for in the year 1985, then transported to Hyderabad in 1988. There was a minor mishap and accident. Finally, it was erected on the red lotus-shaped pedestal on 12th April 1992. I hope we've got all the answers correct. These were the questions. Who built when? The purpose. For how long did it serve the purpose? For 300 years. What is it turned now into a tourist attraction? What is the Buddha Purnima project? It was a project wherein a 450-ton granite rock was commissioned and 200 sculptors worked on it for 2 years to make the statue, which is erected on the pedestal in 1992. We'll move to the second part of the passage. These are the questions. What is the speciality of Tank Bund and the Tank Bund Road? What were added to the road? What is Necklace Road? What attractions came up on Necklace Road? What kind of water sports does Hussainsagar host? What is the speciality of Tank Bund and Tank Bund Road? What were added to the road? What is Necklace Road? What attractions came up on Necklace Road? What kind of water sports does Hussainsagar host? These are the questions you have to find the answers to. This is the paragraph. I mean, the picture itself, the paragraph itself is self-explanatory. If you watch the pictures down, so questions, what is the speciality of Tank Bund and the Tank Bund Road? I'll give you 2 minutes to read it. And while I watch, I'll keep the time for you. Your time starts now. These details were actually mentioned in the previous video that we watched. Okay. Now, what is the specialty of Tank Bund and Tank Bund Road? Specialty of Tank Bund Road is it connects Hyderabad and Secunderabad. The road was broadened in the 1980s. And what were erected there? Lawns were made. 33 statues of famous personalities were built alongside the road as part of the initiative to beautify the city. Then in 1990s, Necklace Road was constructed. What was the purpose? To take the increasing flow of traffic. Then soon, the Buddha Purnima project arranged for the nearby Lumbini Park to feature more musical fountains, a variety of bonsai plants, boat rides to Buddha statue, and this resulted in Tangband becoming a popular destination for tourists and locals alike. So people started flocking to Hussainsagar, and there are many water sports also, like yachting, then there is sailing, there is boating, then there is rowing also. Every year, Hussainsagar has an international sailing competitions and yacht competitions also. So that is the speciality of the Hussainsagar Lake, Tangband and the Tangband waters. I hope you got all the questions right here. Now, the next one. What have become the symbol of Hyderabad? What were present nearby? When do Tangband and Hussainsagar become very busy? What happened to the lake eventually? And what steps are taken to preserve the lake? This is the last part of the passage. Try to read it and answer these questions. I'll keep the time for you. You can see what has become the symbol of Hyderabad. What are present nearby? When does it become very busy? What happened to it eventually? Now, how is the lake viewed now? Give you 2 minutes, read it. The pictures I have put here down are self-explanatory to what happened to the lake. When does it become very busy? What have become the symbol of modern Hyderabad? Other than the high-tech city? Because what were developed nearby? When does Tangband become very busy? What has Hussainsagar become? Unfortunately, what has happened? Now, what is the National Lake Conservation Plan doing? Okay, Tangband and the statue of Buddha have become a symbol of modern Hyderabad because the first city's power station, the transformer, the electricity power station, the mint compound where coins were minted, currency was printed during the Nizam's time, that and a telephone exchange were developed nearby the Tangband, near Hussainsagar. And Tangband becomes very busy during the festival of Ganesh Chaturthi, we all know, where the idols of Ganapati are immersed in the lake. It is no exaggeration to say that the lake has become an integral element of Hyderabad and Hyderabad's history. But unfortunately, what's happened? Over the years, the lake has shrunk by almost half the size. From 24 square kilometers of area, now the lake is reduced to 13 square kilometers. And this is a cause of concern as the National Lake Conservation Plan has pushed for efforts to be made to conserve and restore Hussainsagar. So much of pollution is dumped into it. So many statues are immersed in it. That caused a lot of pollution. So this is the last part of the text. Now, this is an entire, not leaving the first part, is an entire part of the second and third part of the passage. Try to read it once again. I'll give you some time. I'll keep the time for you. 2 minutes to go through it once again. quickly go through it. If possible, read it very loudly. That will improve your pronunciation. Okay, I hope you have read it quickly. Now, coming to the overview of Hussainsagar, when was it constructed? It's as old as the city. It was constructed for the purpose of providing drinking water and water for irrigation to Hyderabad and Secunderabad. And the purpose was served for almost 3 centuries, 300 years. Later, all the pollution started. And Tangband has become the landmark for the city. It's become an identity for Hyderabad. Necklace Road was built. Buddha Purnima project was a huge project wherein a monolith statue. Monolith is a statue that is carved out of a single rock. It was brought from Raigiri near Bongiri. That rock was procured and 200 sculptors worked for 2 years in chiseling that Lord Buddha statue, which was installed on a rock in the middle of the Hussainsagar lake. Then Necklace Road was constructed. Nearby greenery was constructed. Lumbini Park is there. There's People's Plaza, where the center, like Market Square kind of a thing, where you have exhibitions, lots of cultural activities, the government activities, and lots of things happen at People's Plaza. Your book exhibition. Every year in December, Hyderabad Book Fair happens at People's Plaza. At the same time, any kind of horticulture exhibitions or arts and crafts exhibitions, they all happen at People's Plaza. That's a huge place. All these are developed around Hussainsagar Lake. Now the lake conservation is full on. People are trying to purify the Hussainsagar, remove the pollutants, and block the industries which are releasing their pollutions through the Balanagar Nala, the Kukutpalli Nala, and different nalas which are dumping their industrial pollutants into the lake. That is now taken care of. And there is also lake police protecting the lake. And more about Hussainsagar is, as you have all read it, this is the largest man-made lake in entire Asia. Origin of Hussainsagar dates back to almost of Hyderabad when it was built on the tributary of Musi by Sufi saint Hussain Shah. Till 1930, the lake was used for irrigation and drinking water requirements. The historical significance is it is on the banks of this lake that the treaty between Mughals and Golconda was settled. And there is also a monument of Qutub Shahi which stands 1.5 kilometers east of Hussainsagar, which is now in a very dilapidated, pathetic condition. The Archaeological Survey of India is trying to protect it and rejuvenate or refurbish it. And the flora and fauna of Hussainsagar. Whenever there is a lake, there'll be greenery, there'll be aquatic life, there'll be lots of birds. And Hussainsagar was very famous for its delicious morel fish. Morel fish is the coramino, which is a freshwater fish. And it was very huge fishing industry. And weekends, people used to go to catch fish in Hussainsagar. And Hussainsagar was once a stopover point for the winged visitors, which are the birds, including flamingos, and some birds come from Siberia. So for some reason, the PowerPoint kind of stopped. Anyway, let's continue. Okay. So there were many flamingos and birds used to come as far as from Russia, Siberia to this Hussainsagar lake, but now it's more or less like a dead thing. Bird watchers say that migratory birds, while choosing the lakes for their stay, look for availability of food, safety, and quality of water. Quality of water went down. Availability of food, it's not much. All the birds that we find now are the common coot, that is the water ducks, swamp hen, black-winged stilt, Indian grey hornbill, little gabby, and etc. And these are the ones which are found around, spotted around the lake of late. So some good news. Though there are many attractions around the Hussainsagar lake, our responsibility is to protect this man. Let me again share the screen with you.